Hey guys, as you know, we have been working diligently to roll out our new Crew 2.0 threads, and this is going to be released January 1st. And this video is everything that you need to know, your roles and responsibilities as a member of the Get to Active World Team thread. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to start by walking through responsibilities of being a team leader. Okay, so, excuse me, as a member of the Get to Active World Team thread, you are going to be a team leader for the Get to Active Supervisor thread. And what's going to happen is you're going to be a team leader for 1 week at a time. So you will get added to the Get to Active Supervisor thread, and you are going to be responsible for a host of things throughout that week. Okay, so the first of which is going to be posting your teaching video. And here's the deal. This video needs to be posted on Wednesday of your week, okay? And let's talk about where to find the information for that, okay? So this Get to Active Supervisor schedule and topics. This document can be found right in the shared files under docs in our thread under shared media, okay? And you'll notice here we've got the date, we've got the team leader, and then we have the topic. If you click on the second tab, topics, this should be familiar to most of you. You click on the second tab, you line it up with your topic. So this first week, topic 3, why 2,500 or more. So we're gonna come down, week 3, why 2,500 or more. And then your goal as a team leader is to make sure that you are including each of these items in there. So in yellow, you could pick one of these to really focus on. Let's say the team leader for this week really wanted to focus on the importance of being an active supervisor in order to teach someone to become an active supervisor, right? Maybe that's what their main focus was, but making sure that they're also gonna touch on the other items in yellow. And then on the bottom are some different ideas that you can do for your action items. So you do not need to do both or all 3 action items. These are just ideas that you can utilize so that we can make sure we're rotating through and not doing the same action item each time. Okay, so choosing one of the action items in orange. So this is where to find the teaching schedule, but you're gonna post your video on Wednesday. And then you guys, the goal is you're the team leader for this week, right? And that means that it's our responsibility to make sure that there is stuff going through this thread, okay? So it's our job to make sure that it's not silent. So making sure that you're interacting as people do the action items. Their job is to have their action item posted by Friday, okay? So in your video, you have an action item. Their job is to have that completed by Friday. And then you as the team leader, as they're posting those, interacting with them, asking more questions, really being able to dive deep and help them with their business. It could be posting something that you learned from personal development reading in the morning. It could be posting a motivational video that you're like, this just hypes me up. Posting what's going on for wins in your own business, right? Like you are the team leader for that week. So encouraging that group in whatever way it specifically needs, but don't let that thread be silent, okay? So as they complete their action item by Friday, you are then gonna come to this spreadsheet. This is also housed right under docs and files. Get to Active Supervisor Action Item Tracker, okay? So you can see here that this in red is the example, and then we have the week. So here's the date, the team leader, and then your responsibility as team leader for that week is to come and type in the names of the people who participated that week in the action item, okay? So you just need to type everyone who actually completed the action item. We are just keeping track of really who is playing full out. And what's wonderful is you're gonna have access to these threads as leaders, so you can come and you can reference this and say, hey, which one of my team members are doing the action items and which ones are not doing the action items that maybe I need to reach out to and have a conversation with, right? Like this is gonna be your tool to identify leaders and see who's playing full out. If you come down here, we've got the schedule or the tab for February and the tab for March. Okay, so it is your responsibility when it is your week to be team leader to come and record every team member who completed their action item by Friday, okay? All right, so lastly on this part, your upline tab team member will actually be added to the Get to Active Supervisor group with you so that they are able to give you feedback on how you're doing being a team leader. So the tab team member may not say anything in that thread. They may choose to encourage and participate, but they also may not to. Their role is to be able to provide you feedback on things like your team video and the conversations that you're having inside of that thread. Like, hey, these are the things that were awesome inside of your video, and here's something that maybe we could language differently for next time. Because it's always our goal to continue to get better and to grow, it's really helpful to be able to have that feedback from the upline tab team members. So they're going to be added to that group with you. Okay, next, so as members of the Get to Active World Team thread, you will now be responsible for keeping track of the team members who are advancing through the Herba Crew threads. So your team members, you will be responsible for, did they complete their month of DAP or did they not complete their month of DAP? Did they complete their month of Active Supervisor or did they not complete their month of Get to Active Supervisor? And are they ready to advance to the next thread? So we have a spreadsheet for this as well, and this will be, again, under shared media, docs, and files. Okay, but what you can see here we're looking at right now is the DAP thread. So these are all of the people who committed to being part of the DAP group, and they did their first 2 action items. So their entrance video on the 100 list, okay? So what I've done is I've color coordinated it by the Get to Active World Team upline member. Okay, and so what's gonna happen, you guys, is it's super simple. By the 5th of each month, you are gonna come on here, you're gonna make sure that you're having conversations with your team, okay? So we will have scripts that will be put in this thread. I'm sure some of you have seen them already. That's a great reach out script to your team member to find out, hey, did they complete the month or did they not? We have them send you their, clients and their volume points. But you're reaching out to them before the 5th of the month, gathering, did they advance, did they move a month or did they not move a month? And then you're gonna come here and you're gonna mark, what month it was. Okay, so March, April, May. Okay, did Teresa do her exit video? We're gonna have her do her exit video. Yes, she did do her exit video. Now here's the deal, you guys. You will not be moving your team member to the next thread. Your upline Pres Council member will be responsible for that piece. So your role is at the end of each month to follow up with your team members. Did they advance or did they not advance for that month? And then when they come to doing their exit video, marking whether they did it or not, and then your upline Pres Council member will come and say, okay, great, Teresa did her exit video, and she is now going to move on to the Get to Active Supervisor thread. Your upline Pres member will move them to this spreadsheet, okay? So it is not your role to advance them to the next thread. Upline Pres team member will do that. Now, you are going to notice, you'll see down here, I did this for a couple of our team members. We had some team members who had actually completed, 1 or 2 months of DAP. So I have that recorded here for them as well. So right now they are working on month 2, December, January, they're working on their 2nd month of completing. Okay, so you can go through here and do that for your own team members as well. Then you're gonna see on the bottom, we have the Get to Active Supervisor tab. Okay, again, I have it color coordinated by the team member. Okay, all of these people did their entrance video. Okay, and then, again, keeping track of what months they completed. So your job as the Get to Active World team member is to come here by the 5th of the month and fill out these spreadsheets to keep track of who is advancing through the threads. And keeping track of these spreadsheets not only helps you, but it helps clarity for your team member. And it also helps us who are creating the schedules for the teaching lessons and for the team leaders. So, all right, guys, let me just make sure I got everything here. Okay, so I think I have touched on everything. When you have a new team member who is added to the threads, it is your job to come here and to type in their name. So Joe Anderson, and it's Whitney. Okay. Whitney's team member joined, so she marks it. We're having them do their entrance video and their 100 list. Great, he did it, and now he's all set up. Okay, so it's your responsibility to make sure that you are adding your new team members to this thread as well. Okay, so action items as we leave this call. Okay, couple things. So number one, 3 action items. Number one, give a thumbs up when you finish watching this video. And please, 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 if you have any questions, post them in this thread because there's probably other people who also have these questions. If you have questions, now is the time to ask. We have a full week before this is actually gonna roll out and we're gonna be game on. So please make sure that you watch and you think through, and if you have questions, post them here in this thread. Second, take some time to check out the schedule and know what weeks you are responsible for being the team leader. Write it in your calendar, review your topics, and make a game plan. Step 3, action item 3, head on over to the tracker that we just looked at last, the Crew 2.0 Threads tracker, and review which one of your team members, where they're at inside of their, where they're at in their threads, and take a moment. Did one of these team members maybe already complete a month of DAP? But be aware of where your team members are at. And it's the end of the month, so now is a great time to be scheduling our mapping sessions for January. And if you guys notice, there are a lot of people on our DAP thread and not a whole lot of people on our Get to Active Supervisor thread. So what that means as team leaders is we want to make sure that we are being intentional with all of our DAPers and helping them advance, helping them develop the skills of getting new customers, attending events, and contribution, helping them develop those skills so that they are advancing and so that we can fill that Get to Active Supervisor group, you guys. And really the whole reason of having them advance is it's helping them to build their business. And so if we're gonna have energy and we're gonna have passion around this and we're gonna make sure that we're on top of our stuff, knowing where our team members are at so that we can have intentional conversations about how to help them develop and grow, that is what's gonna light our businesses on fire for 2020. So make sure that you are fully knowledgeable about what's happening with these threads. Ask the questions if you have questions. Be responsible for being a team leader on this Get to Active World Team thread so that we can really flourish and help to bring other leaders up to this threads with us. And that's truthfully where our businesses are going to grow. So super excited for 2020. 3 action items. Let's do it.